Let's focus on the next company, which of course has been in news, with the news flow actually taking a bite out of the stock price over the last 3 days. Protean eGov Tech is the company in focus. Of course, the news was that they've not been shortlisted for PAN 2.0 by the I-T department. The market did not take the news flow too kindly. But they've reported numbers now as well. Suresh Sethi is MD and CEO at Protean eGov. Mr. Sethi, good morning. Great to have you with us here. Prashant this side. So let's just start with that setback in that sense. How do you... so let me ask you, and I think you, in that conference call to analysts, you did explain that you don't see that as a bit of a setback. Why is that? What is the difference between what the PAN work that you are doing and the scope of work for PAN 2.0 why would this not really sort of take a bite out of the growth for future years, which many were building in? Go on.
Sure, Prashant. I think it's critical to understand the PAN application process. So there is basically when an applicant is applying for the PAN card, there is the complete collation of data, and securely transmitting to the ITD. So today as Protean, we run multiple online and offline channels. We have a well-regulated network of almost 400,000 agents at which a citizen can go and submit their information or submit information for updation of a PAN card. And this is transmitted securely to the IT department. The IT department today runs the system through which the allotment of the PAN number is provided. And once they allot the PAN number, then the same is given back to us and we issue the PAN card and we send it to the citizen. Now the entire tech stack which is used for allotment is a system which is run completely by ITD. And that is something we don't even do today. We run largely the processing and the issuance of the PAN card. So we don't see the two being sort of, on the same track. And while it was critical and a excellent opportunity to further deepen our relationship with the IT department, our current business continues as is. And equally important is the fact that the PAN 2.0 from deployment or allotment is going to be another 18 months journey. And it will be looking at online channels at that stage.
So in a way, it's like what TCS does for the passport service, right? That's what you do with regards to PAN.
You can make a similar analogy.
I mean, I'm just trying to simply, that's much better understood.
And Prashant, just to add over here, it's also critical because it's a citizen-centric service. Today, a lot of citizens, actually 70% of them still go through an assisted mode. These are digital non-natives who absolutely want some support to be able to apply for a PAN card. And therefore, the network becomes very, very critical and important to support them.
Mr. Sethi, what was the reason that you were not shortlisted?
We have sought a clarification from the IT department as of now, and we await to hear from them.
Do you think it's technical in nature or would it be something else? I mean...
No, there are basically 3 rounds of, if you may, a qualification. There's a pre-qual, there's a qualification, and there's the price discovery at which multiple bidders go in and there's a fair and transparent way of discovering the price of the project. This was at the qualification stage where along with us, the other competitors have also been in a way indicated that they didn't make it to the last round, and one final competitor has made it to the last round. All this information is available on the GEM CPP portal.
So which is the company which will now be doing PAN 2.0?
It is available on the portal yet because as of now, they still have to do the price discovery round.
What's the scope of work, Mr. Sethi? What's the size of work here?
The scope of work is basically revamping, deploying, designing and integrating and maintaining the core IT systems, which, as I mentioned, are being run by the IT department themselves as we speak.
Okay. Can you put a number value to it?
There was a budget shared by the government, which is there in public domain. It can always be referred to.
Can you, since we have you, it's easier to ask you, is it possible for you to share that?
It was indicated as a 1400 CR budget.
Over what period of time? This is like So
as I mentioned, the design and the deployment of the stack is supposed to be done in the period of 18 months, post which there'll be a maintenance period for the same stack.
Okay. So today, PAN is 50% of your revenues, right?
Yes, almost.
Okay. And for the next 18 months, it's business as usual.
See, I would say that the service.
Or will there be a drop-off in revenues?
Exactly. So service models, as we see how they evolve down the line, because as I mentioned, we today also have online and offline channels for people to apply for the PAN card. But 70% of the people go to our assisted points of service, where we run a regulated network of almost 400,000 agents covering the country. We don't know what the service models will evolve in a couple of years, but largely will be driven by the citizen's choice of how they want to apply for a foundational ID like PAN.
Okay, but just, simplistically, for the shareholders, revenue will continue to drop off and come to zero, say after 18 months. And after 18 months, what is your own expectation?
No, so again, I'm reiterating, 18 months, the new stack does not come into play. Down the line, also, as I'm saying, we don't know the service models, how they will pan out. Today, citizens do take assisted services. 70% go through that mode, and we expect it will be driven by the consumer choice. So the distribution and the issuance business is separated out from PAN 2.0 and what it will bring at that stage.
All right. Hi, Mr. Sethi. So clearly this 50% of your business has gone into a bit of a tailspin, and there is some uncertainty out here. Now, you'll have to try to fill in the gap, right? What are the avenues you are looking at, both domestically as well as internationally, to fill in this gap? If you could tell us that. And
no, but first of all, let me say there is no gap. As I mentioned already, the PAN 2.0 talks about the revamp of the core IT systems of ITD, which we don't do today. What we are running is the distribution for collating the PAN data or PAN updates and transmitting it securely to the IT department. We today also have both online and offline channels to do it. So our business continues as is the mandate given to us by ITD in 2003.
So you'll continue to grow then? Because the street is clearly not buying this. As you have said in the last con call as well, you said that business will not be impacted, but the street is very, very nervous. You're looking at a couple of sales notes out. And I'll tell you what's the problem. The problem is on 50% of your revenues, that was the cash cow. So if you were to get into new verticals, the street was positive on that. They were expecting you to get more business out there. Suddenly that goes out of the way. So if you're saying it's not going to impact business, do you expect to grow from here on?
No, so absolutely. As we see, PAN is not a saturation ID. We are seeing new PANs getting issued up till 6 to 7 CR every year. And we have almost a 57% market share. We gained 5% market share during the course of this year. So we expect this business to be aligned with the issuance of PAN. And citizens today, if you may, only 35% penetration of PAN is there in the country. It's not a foundational ID, the lines of Aadhaar, which is 99% penetrated. Yeah. So there is a huge headroom over there for new PAN cards to be issued.
All right. If you could help us out with the growth guidance then?
So definitely, as we've been saying earlier, we expect 6 to 7 CR PAN cards to be issued. We currently have...
Revenue growth guidance, sir. As a company, what kind of revenue growth can we look at?
Yeah, so as you were saying, we are looking at other areas, goes without saying. So we have clearly gone into multiple open digital ecosystems. We are working in the space of Agri, health, digital commerce, ONDC. Likewise, we are introducing products on top of our identity services business, Pro and Rise we've spoken about. So we clearly see a good trajectory for the company in new businesses, and the core businesses remain strong, including the pension business, where we have a 97% market share as of now.
Okay, just a couple of more questions. In the last quarter, there's a big jump in other expenditure. Any one-off was there?
No, there's no one-offs.
No one-offs. Okay, all right. Because there's quite a sizable jump, even if I look at it on a sequential basis. Also on ONDC revenues, could you tell us what is the outlook out there? It seems that, it is plateauing at around 7 million per month. But you were optimistic on that, right? So what was the revenue in the last year, and how do you see that panning out?
Yeah, sure. So there are two parts to the revenue that we accrue from the ONDC business. So one, we are running the foundational gateway and registry, which today, as we mentioned, is directly compensating by the ONDC as an entity. And that is where the network play comes into play. And this is foundational. The other area where we were looking at was a SaaS sort of a business model where you are creating the demand and supply applications. Now, the demand and supply applications clearly get linked to the fact that as the network grows and there is more consumption, you will get paid for every transaction. So we hope, as we've seen, that ONDC is gaining traction. There has been growth, but clearly we have to hit an inflection point, and the SaaS revenues are what will pick up from here onwards.
What is the revenue though for the past year?
So the past year we had around 8 CR of revenue coming from the core stack, and the revenue coming from the SaaS business was pretty limited at this stage.
Mr. Sethi, you've approved a scheme of demerger, right? Protean InfoSec Services. Could you tell us what does the subsidiary do and what is the logic behind this?
So initially we had established a subsidiary to look at our InfoSec vertical. We are clearly also looking at aligning and coordinating that business with our cloud services business. We find a lot of alignment in that business because end of the day, any cloud deployment involves a lot of cybersecurity and security related considerations. So we are bringing the two businesses together to take it as a common business to market.
Which two businesses?
Cloud services and InfoSec.
And what is InfoSec exactly?
InfoSec is information security, to running any SOC centers, doing VAPTs, doing various sort of services for the consumers in the space of containing any security threats on the InfoSec perspective.
Okay, just one last question. You said there's only for PAN issuance, penetration is still quite, you said 35%, right?
That's right.
And 6 to 7 crore PAN cards to be issued over what period? This is
an annual figure we generally see because that is what we've been seeing as the run rate for the last few years.
And you're able to do this without, you'll do this in FY26 as well. I mean, it should be in this ballpark.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Sethi, for joining us and answering all those questions. And, look forward to when you get to know, as you said, you've asked for a clarification. Do let us know as well in terms of what led to you not qualifying for that PAN 2.0. So we'll look forward to that. Thank you very much.